we're in the studio. Per usual, I'm SLEW. If you're new to this channel, then you don't know that I do a bunch of different stuff within this art studio. I do kind of street art styled, fantastical characters and murals on canvas and inventing my own characters, and I love it. If we go into this room, I've laid out a bunch of my oil paintings. These are just the ones I have in my studio. You can kind of see contrasting with the fantastical characters. But I love oil painting. It's another category, another arm or branch within my creative practice. And on this channel, I like to post a lot of my practice sessions. You know, a video last week, I uploaded the clickbait, painting an iPad for my girlfriend. It wasn't that. I was actually painting these two portraits. These were just 2-hour studies, you know, on 11 by 14 panel. Just practice sessions to keep, you know, the wheels in motion and to improve with oil painting. It takes work and takes practice. So I just thought I'd explain that, and that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna do one portrait. It's gonna be a longer one, I think, and it's just for practice sessions. I thought I'd kind of articulate how I felt about that, and I'll probably make it really slow and walk through the process because I did that in a couple other videos. People seem to enjoy it, so let's set up. We'll make this higher. Okay, we're at the easel. We got the reference, and you can see that the light's coming in from an obvious place. There's beautiful shadows. We got a cool hat. She's looking up. It's gonna be challenging. It's gonna be fantastic. And I wanted to touch on using this ruler in my last video. I think people were confused. You know, you could do sightseeing, which is making this exact size and measuring this head, measuring it here, and then exactly copying it with the exact size. The other portraits I did, I was using this ruler, but I wasn't using the sight size method, and I wasn't measuring in like inches or millimeters to get it. The faces were bigger in the last one. I was simply using this as a reference tool between, you know, how far is the forehead to the chin? Okay, it's there, compared to this. I'm not saying, okay, this is 4, I need to do 4 here. I was comparing like the length of the eyes from the eyes to the nose, you know, stuff like that. So you don't need a ruler. I was just using that because that's what I had on hand. So for this whole portrait, I'm gonna use this drill bit, and I'm just like referring from, you know, the bottom of the nose to the bottom of the lips. How far is that from this eye to the bridge of the nose? Things like that, you know. How tall is this figure? How wide is it? So I'm not actually measuring. We're just comparing. We got a number 4 filbert. We're gonna stay loose. We're just looking for the proportions right now. I'm just diluting, you know, some brown color with a lot of turpentine so it can be nice and flowy. And we got to get in the measurement. So I want the base of the chin, basically I want the chin to be like right here, you know, and the top of the hat to kind of be right there. You know, you could always wipe stuff down, you could wipe stuff back, you don't need to take it super seriously. We're just fiddling around right now. I'm gonna find this tilt line first to make sure I get that head tilt. I could also use the back of my paintbrush, you know, to kind of compare sizes. From the forehead to the chin is about the width with the hair and that measurement. So let's check that. And that looks pretty good. I mean, I think this can be a little thinner, but those are the types of comparisons I'm making. It's just a bunch of figuring out, you know. I'm not really super good at this, but talking it out helps, and you just got to be checking. And if you know that, you know, this corner of the mouth lines up with this eye, then that's where it goes. And if you see that yours isn't lined up like that, then you know something's off. Adur. color palette we're using is the Zorn palette. I've used this in the other portrait studies I've done. It's a limited palette, titanium white, yellow ochre, cadmium red light, and ivory black. The black acts as like a cool blue in this color gamut because ivory black is a cool black. Anyways, that's what we're using. I'll have a camera angle down so you can see the mixing. We got the mineral spirits, the linseed oil. We're gonna use thick brushes, stay loose. Finally, we're getting started. So I'm gonna start with the shadow side and then do the light side, kind of just to get the form very simply in. I'm focusing on staying super loose throughout this whole process. My camera's all just messed up, I don't know why, but we're starting. I already mixed this color. This is like a generic shadow, black, red, and yellow ochre kind of mixed, and this is like a really dark gray, mostly black, a little titanium white, because I want to save my lightest and darkest for the end. But we're gonna go in here, you know, I might add a little linseed oil, and we're gonna go in. So that looks a little red. Bring that back with some black. You can see how fast I'm kind of moving here. I just want to get these values and colors in, what I think. We're going to switch brushes and move towards the light side. So this face, I see a lot of orange, so we're going to stick with a lot of yellow ochre, white. We definitely need some red. Not too much though. Cadmium red is super powerful. You can just see there how much it takes the other colors with it. So that's super kind of blood orangey. You take that a little lighter, a little more. Also, we're gonna gray it down with just a little black. I'm gonna be cheating a little and I'm gonna just put a little blue down just for the background because I do want background to be blue, but I'm not gonna use it for the face at all. This is just for the background. And while I'm doing the background, I could fix the hat. The hat is too big, misshaped right here, so I'll fix all of that real quick. Feeling good. It's been about 3.5 hours since we started this whole painting. I'm at a good spot. We got a lot of light in the face. We're just gonna fix some things. This collar's too short. Bring some more light in the hair, the hat. Just, you know, fix a few things, do final highlights, and then we'll call her complete. next morning, we got some nice sunlight. I painted into the night about 4.5, 5 total hours into this portrait. It was an alla prima study, which means wet into wet paint. Just one painting session. I didn't let it dry, and I'm super happy with the outcome. You know, the likeness I think I really nailed, and I just feel myself really improving throughout these practice studies. I take painting and kind of my artistic practice really seriously, and I really want to evolve and improve within the language of oil painting naturalistically. So I really spend a lot of time, and I love to make these videos to kind of share that experience. I never want to be the teacher and preaching quote unquote how to paint correctly, because there's a bunch of different ways to paint or to achieve a portrait. I just want to share that experience, maybe think out loud a little. So that's why I love to make the videos. But the Zorn palette in this worked great. You know, I'm really falling in love with the Zorn palette. I think this was a great example of having, you know, the titanium white and ivory black really make a blue color, especially when compared to this pinkish skin tone. I did cheat and use ultramarine blue in the background and in the eyes, but other than that, the hair and all the other stuff that looks blue is just titanium white and ivory black, and I think this is just a great example. But yeah, that's all I got. Let me know what you think. I love oil painting. I'm just trying to improve and get better, making the videos to share that experience. Let me know what you think and what you thought of this portrait. If you want to see more videos, I could do these every week. I should be doing these studies 4 times a week. But follow me on Instagram, subscribe to stay tuned, and we'll see you in the next video.